Senior, Gianna Smith. Senior, Tamara Singletary. Junior, Gracie Walker. Freshman, Veronica Castillo. Junior, Taylor Pettit. Junior, Nova Staruk. Sophomore, Leah Coxon. Sophomore, Ray Solis. Senior, Rian Thompkins. Freshman, Liberty Kenney. Junior, Emily Hernandez. Senior, Skylar Volchek. Senior, Maggie Coyle. Junior, Emily Turner. Freshman, Bell. Senior, Abigail Kenney. Senior, Madeline Biles. Freshman, Delphine Desjardins. Freshman, Marissa Schlossman. Senior, Taylor Rendina. Senior, Molly McAlevey. Sophomore, Nicole Pujols. Junior, Gabrielle Lamb. Senior, Quinn Aiken. Senior, Samantha Noakes. Senior, Brooklyn Weingart. Freshman, Georgia Reed. Senior, Samantha Krenzel. The Purple Knights are coached by Lorraine Gallo. Assistant coaches are Alexis Richardson, Mark Sorrentino, J.C. Liggy, Sarah Krulofs, and student coach Hannah Saylor. And now for your Westchester University Golden Rams. Sophomore, Riley Harada. Junior, Hannah Shelton. Junior, Leanna Schultz. Senior, Anna Lacey. Sophomore, Hannah Elkin. Sophomore, Emma Grace Keller. Sophomore, Tatum McGuinn. Junior, Corinne Gruber. Freshman, Ava Griffith. Freshman, Gianna Smith. Freshman, Grace McNamara. Senior, Sarah Eskew. Senior, Melina Ringus. Freshman, Caitlin Tatum. Junior, Catherine Lyden. Freshman, Allie Subcheck. Freshman, Bailey Green. Freshman, Jaslyn McCumsky. Senior, McCarthy Keene. Freshman, Sophie Salvatore. Freshman, Maddie McCullough. Sophomore, Catherine Keener. Junior, Lydia Stoner. Senior, Kara Varga. Freshman, Zion Williams. The Westchester University Golden Rams are coached by Barbara Cordova, assisted by Stephanie Stevens. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the playing of Lift Every Voice and Sing, followed by the Star Spangled Banner.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the darkness has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Gymnasts, please prepare
All right,
for
good
the
afternoon,
first
everyone, and welcome back to the
Certification
Stursbecker Health
Varsity
Science
Gymnastics
Center for the
Ball.
WCU Gymnastics Senior Meet. Today, the Golden Rams are taking on fellow GEC competitor, the University of Bridgeport Purple Knights, for the second time this season. My name is Tiarity Tomaso, and I am a Golden Ram alumni from the class of 2023, and today I'm excited to be joined by Jordan.
Hi guys, I'm Jordan Coleman and I am an alum of WCU Gym Class of 2025.
I would like to take a moment here to thank our sponsors for this event: IGC, USAG, DGS, HEGO, and Synergy Gymnastics. Thank you for all of your support. This event would not be possible without you, and the Golden Rams are extremely grateful.
Okay, let's get started with the home team on ball. We have the Golden Rams and head coach Barbara Cordova. This is her 18th season with the Rams, and her assistant coach Stephanie Stevens is in her 9th season. Cordova and Stevens are both WCU Gymnastics alumni as well, have contributed a lot to this program. Coming off of a W weekend, the Rams are looking to continue building momentum going into these last couple of regular season meets. WCU has an average of 191.297 and a season high of 192.65. Home meets are a big opportunity for teams to capitalize on familiar equipment and boost their NQS with a strong score. Last weekend, with the double meet weekend, they switched around some lineups and some new competitors broke into some of the lineups. So it will be interesting to see who gets the call today.
With that, we move on to the uneven bars, where the Purple Knights will be starting today. They're led by head coach Lorraine Gallo, who's in her 5th season, and is assisted by Alexis Richardson, Sarah Prokes, JC Liggy, and Mark Sorrento, and student assisted by Hannah Saylor, many of whom are Bridgeport alum themselves. This team of staff are super tight-knit and all have their own strengths that they bring to this team. So far, Bridgeport is sitting with a season high of a 194.04 and an average of a 191.918. They're looking to improve each and every season, and with that, their main goal right now is consistency. And with these new NQS rules in place this season, that's definitely an important goal. The Knights placed 3rd last season at both GECs and WCG NICs, and with those aspirations, it's safe to say that they're hungry for the rest of the season. Now, before we start the gymnastics portion of the day, I want to take a second to mention that March 5th will be WCU Day of Giving, and WCU Gymnastics is preparing for this by challenging 100 alums to make a donation. These donations are crucial to the program's success, and they're so grateful for any donations you're willing to make.
Today is also senior meet, so I wanted to take a moment to recognize the 5 WCU seniors for the class of 2026. They have contributed to the success of this program, and I'm very proud of the hard work they have put in leading this team. Kara Vargo has been so adaptable and dependable, bouncing around various positions this year, and has proven to be ready whenever you need her. McCarthy Keene is such a joy to watch and has a beautiful beam routine and a smile that lights up the room. Melina Ringus has been a staple in the bar lineup throughout her career at WCU and has stepped up for the team and added beam this year, showcasing her determination. Sarah Eskew has been a strong contributor on multiple events and has a unique vault that she executes well. She also has a textbook pack on bars. Anna Lacey is crushing her comeback from an injury that kept her sidelined most of junior year, and she is putting up big numbers in her routines on both floor and beam. She is so consistent and reliable, and I know the Rams are glad to have her back.
It's always so sentimental on senior night. I think back to my senior night, and I just remember all of the emotions that I was feeling. And you, Jordan, you graduated just last year, so your senior night was a lot more recent than mine. What do you remember about your senior night?
So senior night is always very special. The juniors will decorate the gym. You can kind of see it in the bar view a little bit to the side. They're decorated with a whole bunch of pictures of just good memories with the team. And you get a little tiny gift basket from the team. So it's just a good way to celebrate like your career so far. And there's definitely going to be a lot of emotions throughout the whole night. So it should be an exciting meet to watch.
Me personally, I'm feeling especially old because it's senior night for the people that were freshmen when I was a senior.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, watching these girls grow up has been very good to see, and it's just really impressive because these were the people that came right after us, and now they're all seniors, and we kind of had that role of like trying to help them get adjusted to the team and everything, being sophomores when they were freshmen. So to see how they're seniors now and leading the team, really cool to see.
well, today we are going to start the competition actually with a senior on vault. We're going to have Kara Vargo for Westchester first, and then on the uneven bars for Bridgeport, we're going to see Ray Solis.
Yeah, Kara has actually changed her vault. She was competing a layout vault last season and working on layout fulls, and she has changed to a tuck full this year, and she has been doing a very good job with that.
I definitely think that was a good change for her. With the tuck full especially, she's able to get the flip more around and get her chest up a little further on the landing, which is definitely ideal for Westchester.
Yeah, I agree. They have a lot of twisting vaults this year, which is good, and it has definitely helped them on vault as well for a team score.
Looks like we are winding down our 4 minutes and getting ready to compete here shortly.
Yep, so Cara Varga will be starting off the meet soon. All right, looks like she just completed her tuck full. Pretty good job. Small step on the landing, but a great way to start the meet.
In this dual meet, for the most part, the first 2 rotations will be going back and forth, competing on vault and bars. Started out with a free hip into a ganger. Blindfold double tuck, just a slight step on the landing, but overall a great start for Bridgeport on bars.
Next up on vault, we will have Ava Griffith. She is a freshman, and she will also be competing a Yurchenko tuck full.
Cara Varga's score coming in at a 9.425 for that first vault for Westchester.
Great vault from Ava, a little chest down on the landing, but overall a great vault and a great start to her competition for the day. It's always nice to see the team gather around and celebrate you after your routine.
Next up on bars for Bridgeport is going to be Delphine Desjardins. That was a big combination there. She did a Maloney directly into a pack salto. Both D-level skills. Closed it out with a double layout. I would have loved to see her legs glued together just a little bit more in the air, but very clean otherwise.
Looking like Ava Griffith got a 9.3 for that vault. And next up, we will have Allison Sobiak on the vault. She is capable of doing both a layout Yurchenko full and a tuck full. So I believe she's going to be competing her tuck full today, but it's good to always have both vaults in your back pocket. Yep, she went with the tuck full today and a very nice vault. Just a small step backwards on the landing, which is a good thing. That means she had enough power to complete the vault. And overall, a very clean, nice high vault.
She always gets so much distance from the table when she does that vault, which is very impressive as well.
Right.
Bridgeport started out with a 9.6 from Ray. Still waiting on the score from Delphine, but following her is going to be Emily Hernandez. Looks like we are getting a very similar routine composition to the last routine. Again, starting out with that same combination.
Looks like Gianna Smith just finished up her vault. She does a right handspring front tuck vault. That is a very difficult vault to land because you can't see the ground until your feet hit. So she did a very good job with that landing. And it's looking like Allie's score came in at a 9.575.
Something that we've been seeing a lot this season from Westchester is the first-year students contributing a ton to this vault lineup. Now, we know in the past vault has been a very weak event for Westchester, so recruiting these upgraded start value vaults has been really crucial to the team this season.
Yes, I agree. It's glad to see them get some more difficulty in the vault lineup. Gianna scored a 9.55, and now we will have Sarah S2 prepare to do her vault, her last one in Sturzbecker. So she's making her debut for the competition today on senior night. Sarah's going to do a full twist before she gets to the table, and then she's going to do a flip off of it, which makes her vault a little bit more difficult. Very nice vault from Sarah, just a small step on the landing. And a nice celebration to go with it.
Can't help but laugh.
Yeah.
The Sellies this season, they're all over Planet of Gymnastics. Every week it's like, this person did a celebration and it's so cool.
Yeah. I love when people will take like the football celebrations and they'll do it at the gymnastics meets. It's good to see.
Up next on Vars now we have Nicole. She has gorgeous lines on this event. I love a good switch kip out of a pack. Getting rid of the extra kip cast pirouette, it does wonders for stamina and also just got that knee down on that dismount. Looked like she released a little too early. The rest of the routine was beautiful, so hopefully it won't be too big of a problem.
Here is Jasmine McComeski. She does a front handspring front pike vault, and that was a very good landing for her, so I'm sure she's excited about that one. Sarah S2 score came in as a 9.7, which is the highest score for the Golden Rams so far.
If anyone needs a refresher, we have 6 girls that go up to compete. The top 5 scores count, and then additionally in today's competition we will have up to 2 exhibitions on each event. So exhibition routines are routines that are not counting towards the team score. but it's a good chance for these girls to get out there and get some experience in front of a crowd.
Yes, the more opportunities you can get to compete, the better. Just getting comfortable and learning what works and what doesn't work for you. So it looks like we're going to have freshman Caitlin Tatum exhibition right now, and then Corinne Gruber will exhibition after her. And both of these exhibition vaults are going to be Yurchenko layouts, which is good for teams to have in their back pocket. They do start from a lower start value, but if you can do it very clean with minimal deduction, they are valuable to have. Great job. A little hop and a step on the landing, but overall a clean vault.
Samantha Noakes on bars with a beautiful Jaeger directly into a shootover. Blindfold double tuck really cranked into that dismount. You could see she took a few steps back there, but she fought, she stayed on her feet, so it's not going to be a fall, which is what they needed after Nicole in the last spot in lineup.
For Westchester on the vault, their anchor competitor Jasmine received a 9.55, and the event total for Westchester on vault is a 47.8, which is a great start for their meet. Caitlin Tatum exhibitioned and received a 9.35. That score will not count towards the team score, but it is just a good guideline for the coaches to see how she scores and what she would have scored if she was in the lineup.
It's especially important towards the end of the season now as we head towards postseason, like conference championships and nationals. These gymnasts, they are exhausted by the end of season, and you never know if someone might just not have it in them to compete one day. And an exhibition routine could possibly go in the lineup if needed. The anchor on bars today is going to be Abby Kenney. She's definitely feeling some pressure following the last two girls in the lineup. They need a hit routine here. What a beautiful combination. Really got that shoot over directly into handstand. And a fantastic dismount.
That was exactly what Bridgeport needed.
I've been really impressed by Bridgeport the past few seasons. I feel like they have been doing what their goal was, which is to continue to build and do better each and every season. Last year, after they competed at GECs, they did place in third, which is their highest finish at a GEC conference championship since GECs were formed, which was, gosh, what year were you a freshman, Jordan?
The 2022 season.
In the 2022 season. That was when I was a junior, was when GECs were formed. So the past 3 years, and that was their highest finish.
It's great to see how far Bridgeport has come. I remember they didn't have a lot of members on their team, so it was hard for them to form full lineups, and to see where they are now. Not only are they forming full lineups, they're competitive lineups, so it's good to see the team turn around in a positive way.
Just some exhibition routines left here on bars. First is going to be Georgia Reed, but still waiting on Abigail's score. Maloney's are a very popular release for this lineup. Blindfold double tuck. Looked like the mat came up a little bit too. Maybe tripped on it a little bit, but
Yeah, just looked a little ahead of herself on that landing. But overall, a good routine.
I saw a post recently this week, and it was something about if you think that like the pit crews on NASCAR, like drivers go fast, like you should see us setting the bars in between people's routines.
Yeah,
I thought that was so funny.
I never had to set the bar.
Yeah, because you were always doing bars, but
Yeah, I was
also
doing
for the
bars.
most part. For the most part, Westchester had the same settings up until recently.
Yeah.
Now they have a few gymnasts on a different setting. And then my freshman year, we had a senior that was on a different setting. But the rest of the years I was on the team, everyone was on the same bar setting, which was extremely helpful because we never had to set the bars.
It's a little bit harder for people to adjust when they do those Maloney and Sapos releases because they're so like height determined. So it's a little harder for them to adapt to a new setting.
Versus at least on a shoot over or a pack, you can see exactly where your hands are going. I remember being nervous to switch my bar setting when I first got to Westchester, and then I was like, oh, it's like barely even different than what I was already doing.
Yeah, I remember I had emailed Barb and I was like, what's the setting I want to practice before I even step foot on campus, because I knew I was not going to want to not ever practice on that setting before.
Yeah, I just showed up and was like, oh, I'll be fine, shoot over. It was really just like the extra click made it higher. And then like an inch further apart. But it's because we had some really tall people on our team. My 5'3" self did not need the extra height.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times in club, you have the 8-inch base mats, and then you also are landing on 8-inchers versus in college. As you can see, they land on the 4-inch mats instead of the 8-inchers, so that does really come into play when you raise the bar and dismounts and things like that. Looking like there's just a judges conference on bars.
And the last competitor for this event is going to be Gabrielle Lamb. A very difficult Maloney half.
Yeah, that was a jam-packed routine.
I would love to see that routine break into lineup.
Yeah, that's very impressive, especially with how long she had to wait to do her routine and to go up to and complete a hit routine like that. Great to see.
Yeah, waiting for the other 7 people to compete, waiting for the judges conference to end. Just a whole lot of waiting. And that wraps up the last competitor of this first rotation.
Yeah, it's looking like they're going to rest Corinne Gruber on vault. Which is probably a good call, because I believe she's scheduled to be in the floor lineup later. You can save her legs.
So looking at our event summary, Westchester on vault walking away with a 47.8, and Bridgeport on bars with a 47.725. So it's already a close competition, as we can see. We definitely saw some higher scores in that rotation. We got that beautiful vault from Sarah Eskew getting a 9.7, and we saw multiple scores from Bridgeport right around that 9.6 range. So these teams definitely looking to build after this rotation. Got a steady first showing, now hoping to get those scores up from here.
The time right before the touch is always a little nerve-wracking, so you can see the girls trying to keep the energy loose.
So because this is a dual meet, Westchester, the home team, will move in Olympic order. So they're moving from vault to bars. And the away team, Bridgeport, is moving in reverse Olympic order. So they're going from bars to vault.
That concludes the first rotation. Gymnasts, please move to your next event and prepare for your touch. In the second rotation, Westchester will be on bars and Bridgeport will compete on vault. Your 4-minute touch will begin in 2 minutes.
These two teams, both in the GEC, they are ranked really close together right now. As we're first starting to use NQS scores again. As we all know, or maybe we don't know, the NQS rules did change this season. So it's a new calculation than we were seeing in the past, which is why a lot of these teams are really emphasizing consistency, because it is possible if you obtain a score lower than your current NQS for your NQS to decrease, which was not something that was possible in past seasons. So the way that our NQS is currently being calculated, if you were looking at Road to Nationals, these teams are currently factoring in all of their scores from the season, but dropping the high and dropping the low and averaging the middle. So Bridgeport does have that big season high score of a 194.05. However, it's not being factored into their NQS. So they would need to score something equal to that or higher in order for that score to get factored into their current NQS. And Westchester is dropping their season high of a 192.65.
The 4-minute touch begins now.
Looks like touches have begun for both teams.
All right, Jordan, run us through what was your one-touch routine on bars. I know you kept it the same every time.
Yep, I did the same exact thing every time. I did a board mount always, because that was the hardest part of my routine, that board mount. Most people think it's pretty easy for them, but me personally, I would always freak out about the board mount. So I always did one in touch, and then I did just a timer. I was not a fan of doing the release in one touch. I had a thing where if I did it in one touch and I caught it, then I would freak out and think I wouldn't catch the one in the routine, so I just didn't do one. And I wouldn't do a dismount either. I would only do just very basic swinging, just trying to get my shoulders warm, but no actual real skills.
I do remember you always doing the board mount, and I agree, board mounting is very difficult.
Yeah,
A
I
lot
did
of
my board
these,
mount all the time.
yeah, a lot of these gymnasts are doing the board mount because you are only allowed one squat on in your routine.
Yeah.
So if you do a release move like a Jaeger and you need to be facing forwards on the high bar when you mount up towards it, then doing that board mount gets rid of possibly doing another squat on. But as we were talking about the bar being higher made the board mount harder.
Correct. And you'll see some people, they'll just stand on the board and mount, and other people will need a running head start. I was one of those that needed a running head start. I could not just stand and go.
Yeah, I used to stand on the board when I was in like high school to mount to the high bar, but then in college when the bar got higher, I needed a little more of a run.
Yeah.
But I also it was hard to run because you have to duck underneath the low bar.
Right. Yeah, I hit my
So
head a
you're
couple
like,
on the low bar.
yeah, you're like ducking under the low bar while also like running and hurtling onto the board.
Right. And you
It's
can't look at the bar, you have to look at the board, so then it does
yes.
get tricky.
Gianna Smith, performing exhibition routine.
It's like so unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah, and I remember at some meets the base mats wouldn't be long enough, so I would have to go find like an extender to make the mats even longer, so I could have more run.
Getting into those last 30 seconds of the 4-minute touch. The very stressful time period of the meet that is the 4-minute touch. I think that the 4-minute touch is probably most stressful on vault and bars. It's less stressful once you get to floor and beam.
The 4-minute touch is now over.
But these rotations are more difficult because you're setting more things. And with that, 4-minute touch is over. We are getting ready to compete. So first up for Bridgeport on vault, we're going to see Tamara Singletary. And first up for Westchester on bars is going to be Maddie McCullough.
Yes, and having Maddie lead off, she's a freshman, so having her lead off just shows how much confidence that the coaches have in her. Because you want your lead off to be someone who you can count on and is very dependable, just set a good tone for the rotation. So that is a very big task to have as a freshman. So that speaks a lot to her consistency in practice.
Yeah, and it looks like we're actually getting a slight bit of a rearrangement for the typical bar lineup for Westchester. Melina and Sarah moving up from 5 and 6 to 4 and 5, and they're putting in Gianna at the end in the 6th spot. So interesting for their approach today. Wow. Leading off on vault with a Yurchenko tuck fold to a perfect stick. No hesitation whatsoever there. That was beautiful.
All right, here goes Maddie. Nice handspring. She does a ray to an overseat immediately. Very nice. Pretty good. Just a small shuffle on the landing. Overall, a great hit routine.
She gets so much height on her ray, on her release right at the beginning. It's so impressive. Waiting for the scores to come in, but then we will see Emily Hernandez on vault for Bridgeport. And score came in right as I said that. Tamara got a 9.625. Bridgeport doing a great job with these landings. That was a Yurchenko layout full, so a 9.95 start value, one of the highest of the day, if not the highest so far. And just a slight hop on the landing, but pretty close to being another stick.
Next up on bars for the Rams, we'll have junior Leanna Schultz, and it's really good to see her in the lineup. She has been wanting to get in that lineup for a while now, and she's had a couple injuries, so it's just great to see her finally get the chance to compete for her team. She does one of those Maloney pack combinations that we talked about earlier.
Last weekend at Ursinus, she got a career high score, so hoping for something similar or slightly better today.
Very nice combination. Gearing up for her dismount. Great handstand. All right, great job. Score for Maddie came in, it was a 9.6.
Bridgeport with another Yurchenko tuck full, slight step on the landing from Lena.
It looked like in that dismount, Lena might have tucked her legs on the second one. We'll see what the judges end up doing. Next up on bars to be freshman Grace McNamara.
I feel like I can foresee a judges conference.
Yeah. I'm sure one is coming. Grace has a jam-packed routine. She does a giant full into an immediate ganger, and she has a sky-high full and dismount.
Bridgeport putting down the tape lines for the next vaulter because she's landing on a different surface than the 4-inch mat. And these tape lines, they were put in place a few seasons ago. They're just to help guide the judges to know if the gymnasts are going straight or not on their vaults, but stepping on them or over them does not constitute an automatic deduction like those lines that we see on floor. But up now, we're going to see Brooklyn. Yurchenko layout half. Another blind landing type vault, so you can't see the ground before you land on it, which makes it very difficult. And yes, judges conference.
I love a good layout half vault.
As you mentioned, Leanna did tuck her legs slightly in her double layout, so I'm sure that they're discussing whether or not to give her credit for it.
All right, looks like we're getting set for Grace to go. Nice right pull. Great job on that connection. Just a dismount. Oh, almost had the stick. Just a little bit too much momentum at the end. But overall, a great routine. I'm sure she's glad, happy about that one. Leanna's score came in at a 9.5.
We missed Abigail Kenney on vault, but she got a 9.2 on her Yurchenko half-on front tuck off, so a very unique entry, something we don't typically see a lot in college. But now we have Nova Staruk, who is the anchor on vault, and she does a Suk layout full, which is very difficult to complete. And just a step on that landing. But overall, great vault, wrapping up a nice rotation for Bridgeport with just one exhibition vault remaining.
Up next on bars for Westchester, we have Melina Ringus. She is a senior, so I'm sure she's feeling a lot of emotions right now. She does a ganger, just like Grace does before. And she has a nice double A dismount to end. Grace's score came in at another 9.6. Great job on that ganger. A little leg separation, but great job on the shoot over as well. Making sure to hit that handstand. And a stuck dismount. Great routine.
Exhibitioning on vault is Ray Solis. Just a clean Yurchenko layout to wrap up, but the rest of their vaults, all higher start value twisting vaults, so a very impressive upgrade from past seasons. And Westchester on bars, Melina, she has been such a consistent competitor for them in that rotation, just on bars in general the past few seasons.
Up next on bars is going to be Sarah SQ, another one of those competitors that have been a staple in the bar lineup.
Personally, I love seeing Sarah on bars. I think she just has the most gorgeous lines on this event.
Yeah, her pack, which is her release from the high bar to the low bar, is one of the best packs I've seen ever. So she is a joy to watch on this event. Nice job on that ganger. Beautiful pack. Just a dismount left. And just a step on the landing. Overall, a great routine. Melina's score came in at a 9.625. And Westchester has a lot of hit bar routines, so great rotation for them. We just have Gianna Smith left to go, and then 2 exhibitions.
Sarah does a great job squeezing her legs together on that ganger. It is turning, releasing, flipping, twisting, all of the things you could possibly be doing in the air. So gluing your legs together on that skill is very impressive.
Next up, Gianna Smith. She is a freshman, and she's doing the all-around today. She has a pretty unique dismount. She does a double front, so she'll rotate forwards off of the bar. Nice Jaeger. Great job. A small step backwards on that landing. The landing of that dismount is extremely difficult to do, especially at the end of a routine when you're a little tired. It's hard to find that landing because, again, it's one of those blind landings where you're not able to see the ground. So she did a good job working with that.
I remember trying front dismounts off bars, and it just did not work out at all because I could not differentiate the front release for my Jaeger from the front release for the dismount.
Yeah, that would be hard, definitely.
And it did not work for me. So I give her props doing that, both of those in the same routine, and equally knowing the difference in tap and release that she needs to do.
Yeah. Sarah's score came in at a 9.675. And we will have senior Cara Vargo do an exhibition. Cara trains all 4 events, and she's one of those athletes that is capable of going into any event, any lineup at any time. She does that Maloney suit over combo. And this is a new dismount for her this season. Great job. very hard to learn a new dismount and compete it in your final year of gymnastics. So that's very impressive that she was able to get that dismount, get some more difficulty to her routine to help contribute to her team.
That was one of the better dismounts I've also seen her do in competition, so that was really well done for her.
Now we just have one more exhibition for Westchester, Hannah Shelton. And Gianna Smith came in at a 9.65. So Westchester will count all 9.6 plus scores in their bar rotation. So that'll be a good event total for them.
It's a very good rotation for Westchester on bars. They've been struggling a lot with consistency on this event, especially over the past few seasons. So when they're able to break that 48, it's definitely helpful for their team score.
Yes, I know that was a big focus for them, capitalizing on bars, especially at home, because you know the bars, you know the equipment, and bars is one of those harder events to adjust to when you're away. So that was a very good job capitalizing for the Golden Rams. Takachi from Hannah. She's actually the only one that does a Takachi in this Westchester bar lineup.
Yeah, they have a lot of gangers now.
Yeah. I feel like Takachi was what most people used to do, and now it's kind of changing. Pretty good routine for her. Just a small step on the landing. Good for her.
The Kachevs were never it for me. I was strictly Jaeger from the start. No gangers either. Couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Didn't work for
I didn't
me.
like the idea of doing the giant facing the low bar. I didn't like that idea. So
Yeah.
that was the end of the Takachi for me. I was like, this is nothing.
I just didn't get the motion to even get myself over the bar.
Kara Vargo's score came in at a 9.4.
And looking at our event summary, Westchester with a 48.15 on bars and Bridgeport with a 48.05 on the vault. So still a very close meet in terms of scores, just about 0.2 apart from each other. Again, like we talked about, Westchester had a great rotation, counted nothing below a 9.6. And Bridgeport on vault, pretty similar, no scores below a 9.525. So overall, they've been pretty consistent, but still hoping to get some more big scores on the next two rotations. So next we're going to see Westchester go to balance beam, Bridgeport is going to go to floor exercise.
Westchester moving to the beam. That is historically a very strong event for them. If they can just stay calm and cool and do one thing at a time and hit routines like they know how, they should have a pretty good score on that event, which will help their team score. as TR mentioned, this is a super close meet still. The Rams have a 95.95 and Bridgeport with a 95.775. So they're within 2/10. So it's anybody's game at this point.
Gymnastics really is a sport where every 10th counts. It can be the difference between not just one single place, but a full 10th can really be the difference between placing in first or placing in fourth at a conference championship.
Right. That's a conference title or a national title.
And both of these two teams today, they are competitors in the Gymnastics East Conference, like we mentioned earlier. And Westchester looking for redemption after earlier this season when Bridgeport did beat them. So, always a close competition between these two. Now, Jordan, you and I were chatting about this a little bit before the meet, but I am very excited to see Sarah Eskew exhibition balance beam today.
Yeah, Sarah used to, she competed beam a couple times in her career, and she was kind of retired on the event, but for senior meet, it looks like she's broke out a routine and she's going to compete it. So I'm excited to see that today.
I know. I remember speaking to Sarah earlier at the beginning of season, and she was like, yeah, I don't do beam anymore. I don't do floor anymore. I just focus on vault and bars. So in my head, I'm wondering, how long did she train this routine before today?
Right. I'm sure probably not long. Sarah's one of those athletes who just get up and do the skill. She's very talented in that way, and she can just pull anything out. I wonder what series she'll do. I've seen her do at least 3 different series, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see which one she decides to do today.
I imagine it's not going to be a back handspring layout, but also I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Right. He would be that. I think she can front toss. Front toss back handspring.
Something with a side aerial, maybe. We're just hypothesizing.
Tatum McGuinn, sophomore, doing her warmups right now. She's having a great year on the balance beam.
I will never get over seeing Tatum's mount, her back handspring to candlestick, which involves literally jumping headfirst towards the balance beam.
Yeah, she is the epitome of a beam queen. Everything she does, she has a strict routine and she will not break from it. Do not mess with her prep before she goes.
A lot of competitors are like that.
Yeah, I know. I was
weird
like that to some degree.
superstitions.
I would
Yeah.
never get chalk. Like, I had to get chalk 2 people before my bar routine, which is rare. I feel like a lot of people like to chalk up right before they go, but I like
Yes.
to let my chalk kind of sit on my grips for a while, and I always had to spray the bar.
I hated chalking up early. I felt like if I chalked up early, then the chalk was like slippery on my hands, and I didn't like that. So I always needed to chalk up right before my turns. And then I hated chalk on beam and vault. I never used chalk on any event other than bars, and a lot of people
Yeah,
love
I'm with
chalk
you
on
there.
beam.
I was not a fan of chalk on beam. It made it so slippery.
Yeah.
I actually like
I
having like sweaty hands on beam because it
I
helps you like
love a
get
new
better.
beam.
Yeah, rough. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. All right. Looks like we're starting.
Yeah, that text
on
was so quick.
on floor we have Tamara Singletary. She's gonna open up this routine with a triple twisting, a backwards triple twist. So very difficult skill. She absolutely nailed it. And she just has so much energy in this routine.
Oh, looks like we're gonna do both events at the same time. On beam, we have senior Anna Lacey. Anna has come back from an injury. And like I said before, she has been a big contributor to the beam and floor lineup this season. And you can see why. She's rock solid. Very consistent athlete.
Tamara on floor closed out with a double tuck in that last tumbling spot for a hit routine to start off Bridgeport on floor.
Anna doing a nice job working her way through this beam routine. As she goes for her dismount, she connects her leap and her dismount. A very nice routine. Rock solid and a stuck dismount. I'm sure that felt good. That's her last beam routine in stirs, so I'm glad she was able to get a great ending with that.
We still got one more home meet. Don't rush her.
Up next on beam will be senior McCarthy Keene. She has a triple series.
Triple series on beam, so difficult. Once you add in an extra skill to any combination of skills, you're just reaching difficult levels. So 3 skills in a row, very hard to do. Very hard to fit on the beam also.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in like middle school and high school, we always we would call it single, double, triple, where we'd have to do 1 back handspring and then 2 back handsprings and then 3 back handsprings on the beam, and I could never fit my 3 back handsprings on the beam. So I have no idea how people do back handspring layout and fit it on the beam.
And McCarthy's, she's not like, she's on the taller side, so she has long legs. So the fact that she can fit it is very impressive. And a score coming in at a 9.7.
And Tamara opening up on floor for Bridgeport with a 9.6, and following her next is going to be Skylar Volchev.
McCarthy gearing up for her series. Very nicely done. Not a wobble in sight. I love how she flares out her arms at the ending of that series. Way to work on that leap combination. She was a little off, but she covered it well.
Skylar starting out with a front double twist. That's an E valued skill, so on par with a skill like a double layout or a full in.
McCarthy working her way through this beam routine, just the dismount left. She fought for that landing and got the stick.
Skylar with a Rudy into a back tuck. Can definitely tell that she feels comfortable front twisting. Could not be me.
Next up on beam, we will have freshman Gianna Smith. Gianna's teammates describe her as a gamer, and she's a locked-in competitor. She is the only freshman in this beam lineup today, so that just goes to show how consistent she is.
Skylar Volchev with a 9.625. And next up on floor for Bridgeport is going to be Margaret Coyle.
Score for McCarthy Keene, 9.65. Great fight from Gianna. Most other competitors would have fell, but she fought through it and stayed on the beam.
Margaret opened up with a Rudy, which is just a front 1.5 twist.
Looks like Gianna's foot slipped off, but she still stayed on the beam. She's working through this beam routine.
You can
That was a
definitely
great
see
fight.
that she fought to the end.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the judges do.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to count as a fall or not.
Yeah, I don't think her foot didn't touch the mat, so I wonder what they'll do.
Both of her feet hit the beam first, so she completed the skill. And then her body didn't fall below the beam.
Great. It's like a splashdown.
So I'm not sure if they can count that as a fall or not.
I'm sure there'll be a conference on this one as well.
Oh, yeah. Wow, no judges conference.
All right. Up next on beam, we have Emma Grace Kelly. She wanted me to mention that she is rocking her Pop Smoke braids today for the meet. And they were done by Riley Harada. That just goes to show how much thought goes into the hair, the makeup for the meets. All of it is intentional. Look good, feel good, compete good.
Based on Gianna's score, it looks like they did count it as a fall.
Great series by Emma Grace.
And starting her floor routine now is Nova. I'm loving the Bad Bunny floor music.
Small wobble on that ring jump for Emma Grace. Those jumps are very hard because you have to take your eyes off of the beam. Just not left. Very good. Way to finish that routine, especially following a fall.
Front full, front pike, I believe, to close out that routine. And another hit routine on floor for Bridgeport.
Up next on beam for the Golden Rams will be Lydia Stoner.
These last few routines on beam, definitely feeling the pressure if they're aware that they're currently counting a fall in the lineup.
Lydia has great lines on this event. Emma Grace got a conference.
Judges conference.
Yeah, I know sometimes with those series with the two flight elements back to back like that, you have to really show the connection. So there's a lot of room for discrepancy with those series sometimes.
It can be the slightest drop in your foot and they can take away that connection.
I thought that one was pretty smooth though, so we'll see what they do with it.
Up next on floor is going to be Abby Kenney, and head coach described her routine as spooky, so I'm excited to see what exactly that means.
Emma Grace got the series connection, and it's a 9-7 for her. Great job on that series for Lydia. That's a front toss to a back handspring. Another one of those series that's a little harder to connect. That was her piked front toss. And that's an E skill, so she gets a lot of her bonus from that skill. And almost a stuck dismount. He tried to cover that one up.
Abigail starting out with a back 2.5 twist. Almost immediately following it up with another tumbling pass, front full punch, front pike. Takes a lot of stamina doing those 2 passes almost back to back. Closing out her routine with a Rudy. I personally love seeing 3-pass floor routines. I know that these gymnasts prefer doing 2-pass routines. It's easier on their bodies, it's less deductions. I know all of the benefits, and yet I selfishly still love seeing them do 3 tumbling passes.
Yeah, the 3-pass routine is becoming super rare nowadays. Next up on beam, we have sophomore Tatum McGuinn. She's been having a great year on the balance beam.
Bridgeport so far very consistent with all of their scores in the 9.6 range. Maybe we can see a score break above that from either Abigail or their anchor, which is going to be Samantha Krenzel.
Tatum does the candlestick mount, so she's going to start facing away from the beam, and she jumps backwards with her hands. Very unique and pretty mount. Score for Lydia Stoner, 9.675. Westchester is still counting that fall from Gianna Smith. So if Tatum hits this routine, they'll be able to drop that fall. So she was supposed to connect that back tuck after that front aerial. She was a little off. She is going to go back and repeat it again. She's allowed to do that. Great job. And that was a veteran move, knowing that she was a little off on the front aerial, and then going back and repeating it again to make sure she gets her series.
Samantha Krenzel with a whip half into a front full twist.
And at this point, she doesn't need to have a perfect routine. She just needs to hit the routine and put this dismount on her feet. That's just what the team needed. Now they get to erase that fall. I know she's feeling relieved after that.
Now we're moving into our exhibition spots for both balance beam and floor exercise. We have 2 on each event.
For Westchester, first exhibition will be Melina Ringus. She's a senior.
Samantha Krenzel with another 9.625. Bridgeport was nothing if not consistent across the board on this entire rotation. This is Lena Coxon on floor.
Melina has broken into the beam lineup a couple times this season. She's just exhibitioning today, but it's good to always have practice, so she's always ready to go. Score for Tatum is a 9.7.
Lena closing out her routine with a Rudy into a double stag jump. It's very common to put a jump out of those Rudy twisting skills because it's a lot easier to stick a jump like a double stag or a split jump or a straddle jump rather than sticking the actual Rudy itself.
Melina getting ready for her series. Some athletes like to do their series in the beginning of the routine, and some like to do it later once they feel like they've settled down. This depends on the athlete and figuring out what works best for them. This is a great routine so far, very solid. This would dismount well. Trying to get that stick, went up on the heels a little bit and then had to take that step, but overall, very good routine.
Now, Melina is one of those seniors tonight, but she has made notice that she will be staying on the team an additional 5th year.
Next exhibition for the Rams will be Sarah Esquivel. Like we mentioned before, she was retired on this event at the beginning of the year, but has decided to come out of retirement for a senior meet.
And in the last exhibition spot on floor for Bridgeport, it's going to be Madeline Viles. I like the Bridgeport sharpening of the knives to start off all of their floor routines, their floor music.
Looking like it's gonna be the hand lay. All right. I'm not sure if she touched one foot, but it's just an exhibition, so I'm not sure if she's gonna do it again. All right, great job working through that routine and finishing it up.
I'm sure she's going to laugh about that.
Yeah.
She's probably going to be like, just my luck. And that wraps up our third rotation. All right, Westchester. Westchester finishing up balance beam with a 48.425 and Bridgeport on floor with a 48.175. Like we saw, Bridgeport was extremely consistent, 9 6s across the board. Westchester did have a few falls in their rotation, but for the most part, they were able to drop the fall and then only count hit routines, so they are still pulling ahead of that lead. Now it's grown slightly larger than just 2/10. It's around 4/10 now, so still an extremely close meet. It's really just going to come down to this last rotation. So Westchester going to be moving to the floor exercise, and Bridgeport is going to move to balance beam. Balance beam is a very difficult rotation to end on. All of your nerves kind of just piling up. And floor is a great one to end on.
Especially when the meet is this close. But sometimes pressure makes diamonds, so we'll see how Bridgeport responds.
That was really cheesy. I mean, it's true, but cheesy.
Would you rather be ending on beam or ending on floor?
I never competed floor in college, so floor. But if I was in club, then I would probably rather end on beam. Just because I like beam more than floor. As a personal preference.
I like beam more than floor too.
Beam was always my favorite event. Not when I was really young, but once I was in like level 9, it became my favorite event, and it stayed my favorite until I finished gymnastics. I know you're a bar girl.
My favorite event, is bars, and probably Beam is second.
I was the opposite. My favorite was beam, my second favorite was bars. And then vault, and then floor was dead last.
No, vault's last for me. And then is third. But I like competing vault the most. Vault's my favorite event to compete, but my least favorite to train.
It's a very quick one and done.
Yeah, there's like no time to be nervous. And I feel like I always had a lot of room for error on vault. There's a lot of ways you could make up for doing something wrong versus bars or being a little bit more exact.
Rotate to your final event. In this rotation, Westchester will compete on the floor exercise, and Bridgeport will compete on balance team. The 4-minute touch will begin in 2 minutes.
I was thinking about vault in club the other day, because my brother, he texted me out of nowhere and he said, "Hey, do you have any fail videos from when you did gymnastics?" And I was like, fail videos? For what? First of all. Second of all, you don't even care about gymnastics. You didn't care about it when I did it. Why are you asking me for videos? And so I was like thinking, and I was like, I think I have a few. And I found a vault fail from my senior year state championships. And I was thinking about it because I was like, man, I remember having to compete 2 vaults at once. That was like really terrible.
Yeah, that is definitely hard. I don't think I could do that anymore.
And then I remembered specifically at that meet, I hit my first vault and my coach was like, "You don't have to do the second vault if you don't want to." And I was like, no, like I'm gonna do it. And then I went back and I died on my second vault. And she was like, "You shouldn't have done it."
You were doing the front handspring vault then?
Yes, I was doing an ILG. So, for anyone watching that's like, what is an ILG? I haven't heard anyone say that. It's a front handspring onto the board, and then a front handspring onto the table, and then a front tuck off. So, a lot of just being absolutely blind and not seeing where you're going. Alright, 4-minute touch has begun. What about you, Jordan? Would you rather end on floor or beam? I know you did both of them at some point in college.
I feel like I would definitely rather end on beam because by the end of the meet, I was always just exhausted, and I don't think I would be able to get through a floor routine if I had to compete at last, because I could barely get through a floor routine if it was the first thing I did all day. So definitely beam.
I will never forget you exhibitioning floor at Ursinus.
Yeah, that was silly.
That was like one of my favorite memories.
Well, it looks like Lisa's score went up. So 975. I'm guessing one of her connections or dance elements they decided to give to her. They probably put a routine inquiry in for her.
That increases Westchester's lead over Bridgeport ever so slightly, just by another 10th. As we are heading into this close meet, we are also still the head coach for Westchester, Barbara Cordova. She is looking to come up on the record for the most winningest women's gymnastics coach at Westchester. So currently the record is held by her former head coach, Sandy Fields, and she is just 2 wins away from tying Sandy's record. So a win today would put her just 1 win away from tying the record.
Competing for Westchester on the floor exercise, Lydia Stoner, Kara Vargo, Gianna Smith, Catherine Keener, Corinne Gruber, Anna Lacey. Performing exhibition routine, Emma Grace Kelly and Zion Williams. Competing for Bridgeport on the beam, Sam Pringle, Emily Hernandez, Molly McAlevey, Diamara Jennings.
Looks like Bridgeport's score has also increased. So now Bridgeport is at a 144. So again, less than 5/10 separating these two teams. We're getting those result of inquiry scores coming in.
The 4-minute touch is now over.
And with 4-minute touch wrapped up now, we are going to see for Bridgeport on balance beam, Samantha Krenzel to start, and on floor for Westchester, Lydia Stoner. Samantha on balance beam is a very strong leadoff. She's very consistent and she has great extension throughout her entire routine.
Yes, Lydia is leading off for the Rams on floor. So we'll start off this rotation. She has worked really hard to improve on this event. A nice front handspring Ruby. Finishing with a round off 1.5 the front leg. Very nice.
Samantha with a front aerial thing through to scale that levels up the skill to an E value.
Great routine for Lydia. Great clean landings. Looks like she's excited about that one. Up next will be senior Kara Vargo on floor for the Rams.
front aerial back handspring for an acro series on balance beam. We saw some of those same forward-backwards connections from Westchester gymnasts. They're very difficult to do. You have to keep making sure that your upper body is moving, but your feet must stay planted and not move. And she got a stick on her dismount. So a hit routine to start. Someone likes this song.
Yeah. Kara is about to complete her routine. I know that she loved performing this routine. She does more of a artistic routine, so she really gets into that performance aspect. So she's a good one to watch. Looks like the score for Lydia is a 9.7. A great start for the Rams.
Starting her routine on beam is going to be Emily Hernandez.
Kara opening her routine with a double pike.
Emily with just a small balance check.
One and a half to front leg for Kara. Nicely done.
Emily finished up with a round off 1.5 twist dismount. A few balance checks here and there throughout the routine, but overall she seemed fairly confident up there. Didn't let it faze her at all.
Nice routine for Kara. Next up on floor for the Golden Rams will be Gianna Smith.
Undo it! Undo it! Hold it down and undo it.
What are those at 12:21? I didn't mean just.
Oh.
I just realized I didn't get a text back, and then I realized it was the wrong day.
It's also free.
I should probably just get rid of the number, yeah?
Oh my God, so great.
Score for Kara is a 9.625. Gianna does her first pass. It is a front double twist. That is an E pass.
Emily Hernandez with a 9.55 on balance beam, and starting her routine now is Molly McAlevey. Unfortunately, she was off there on her flight series, back handspring layout.
Last pass for Gianna. Round off double back. A little chest down and a couple steps backwards on the landing, but overall, a good routine.
Molly fighting through the rest of this routine after her fall. That's super important. You never know if something's going to happen to someone else in the lineup, if they're going to have to count your fall. So it's very important to still try to minimize as many deductions as possible throughout the rest of the routine.
Next up on floor for the Rams would be Catherine Keener, who's a sophomore. She's another one of those athletes that has very nice twisting. She has great technique in her forward twisting movements.
Both of these teams with a lot of front twisters.
Yeah, not a lot of doubles.
I feel like that used to be so abnormal to see, and now it's so common.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just my mindset because I cannot twist for the life of me.
Well, I definitely think that the front double is more popular now because it's like a good E pass to get.
Yeah, I'm afraid that we see so many Rudies that they're going to try to find a way to devalue it.
Devalue it, yeah. And then make the front double a B or something.
Yeah, because the front Rudy, the 1.5 twist, is valued the same as a double back.
Mm-hmm. Score for Gianna Smith, 9.475. Looks like she might have had an out of bounds deduction there on that last pass.
Gonna have a judges conference here on balance beam.
Nicely done by Kat Keener. I don't know if her toes just squeaked that line or not. I didn't see any hands go up. One and a half front pike. Great job on that landing for the last pass.
Xiomara Jennings on beam. She has an important role right now, hitting this routine, getting the team back on track after the fall from Molly. Triple series, back handspring layout, extremely solid.
Up next on floor for the Golden Rams is going to be Corinne Gruber. She's a junior, and she's been a staple in this floor lineup for the past couple seasons for the Rams.
I'm loving Xiomara's rhythm on this beam routine. She's just flowing through so beautifully. And Gainer Pike directly to a stick to finish. That is exactly what that team needed.
Catherine Keener with the 9.75. And it looks like she did not get the out of bounds, so great routine for her.
Should do the drop anyway.
Corinne has great leaps. Nice job, 1.5 to front lay. Her extension on those leaps is so good.
Can't see it anyways. You can't see it anyways. The speaker's in the way.
Oh, okay. Is that what she wanted?
Well,
And Xiomara got a 9.8 for that beautiful routine. Starting now is Abigail Kenney. She is a very impressive beam worker. She does a really unique series, which is a standing front tuck directly connected to a back tuck. So extremely difficult also. Here it is. Very solid.
Corinne Gruber with the 9.8 for the Rams, and that will bring up Anna Lacey, senior. Anna has a season high of 9.9 on this event, and she's been set up nicely by her teammates for another big score for this routine.
Another celebration on beam. Abigail round off double twist dismount, and then the worm. I was surprised, not ready for it.
Great job getting those jumps and leaps all the way around for Anna. Great job. One thing I love about Anna's tumbling, it's very textbook. You can see her second flip is always higher than the first one, which is exactly how you want to do it for no deduction.
And she's always going to do that little kick out of that second pass. In the anchor spot on balance beam is going to be Rian Thompkins. She's a very beautiful beam worker.
Up next on floor for the Rams is going to be Emma Grace Kelly.
Big wobble on the full turn. Very unfortunate, but full turn can sometimes be one of the most difficult routine skills in your routine. But I'm really impressed by the difficult leaps that I've been seeing on beam. A good amount of switch halves. And she had a big wobble in her routine, but she was able to hit, so they can drop ball from Molly earlier in the lineup.
And the score for Anna is a 9.775. And that will bring Westchester's unofficial total to a 193.075, which is a season high for the Rams. Nice opening pass for this exhibition routine for Emma Grace. She's such a great performer. And she's another athlete with very nice dance elements. Great job on that ending pass for her. Great job. It's nice to see her get back to competing floor.
In the first exhibition spot on beam for Bridgeport, it is Brooklyn Weingart. I love those little beat jump swing throughs.
Yeah, I
They
like
don't
that.
add much, but they're so elegant.
Yeah, I like people do it before instead of after. Up next on floor for the Rams, their second exhibition will be Zion Williams.
A forward gainer full off the side as her dismount. You don't see a lot of those dismounts either, especially since they changed the rule that they have to be done off the side and not the front of the beam.
Zion has a difficult opening pass. He does a front tuck step out to a round up back handspring double back. Adding that front tuck in front makes the double back a little bit harder. Emma Grace scored a 9.425. She did get a nukes reduction. I'm not sure if she went out of bounds or if maybe she didn't get a credit for a leap or something. Nicely done on that opening pass. Great amplitude on those leaps. Good control on that second pass.
Lena exhibitioning on balance beam did a front toss to a back tuck flight series.
All right, and that will close out the meet for the Golden Rams.
And finishing up for Bridgeport on beam was Lena. Overall, I would say that this was a really consistent meet across the board.
Yeah, I feel like both teams are finding their rhythm. We're getting later in the season, so consistency is definitely improving. And now it's just about going back in the gym and working out those little details to make the scores go as high as they can.
So looking at the event summary, Westchester on floor got a 48.65 and Bridgeport on balance beam with a 48.2. Top score of that rotation was definitely Corinne Gruber with a 9.8 in her floor routine. And Ziamara on balance beam also with a 9.8 from her beam routine.
Yeah, it's good to see the Rams finding their rhythm and putting together a meet without having to count any falls. We're taking steps in the right direction and gearing up for the end of the season.
That concludes today's competition. Scores will now be tallied. At this time, we ask gymnasts from all teams to line up on the floor for our senior presentation and announcement of the results.
Looking at our leaderboard for vault, in first place from Westchester, Sarah Eskew with a 9.7, and tied for second, both from Bridgeport, Emily Hernandez and Nova Staruk with a 9.675. On the uneven bars, from Westchester, in first place again, Sarah Eskew with a 9.675. In second place, Gianna Smith with a 9.65. And tied for third from Westchester, Melina Rengis, and from Bridgeport, Emily Hernandez with a 9.625. On balance beam, in first place with a 9.8 from Bridgeport, Ziamara Jennings, and tied for second from Westchester, Emma Grace Kelly, and from Bridgeport, Abigail Kenney with a 9.75. On floor exercise, in first place from Westchester, Corinne Gruber with a 9.8. In second, Anna Lacey with a 9.775. And in third, Kat Keener with a 9.75. And then we had two all-around competitors today. In first place from Bridgeport, Abigail Kenney with a 38.225. And in second place from Westchester, Gianna Smith with a 37.65. And then looking at our final scores, Westchester coming ahead with a 193.125. and Bridgeport in second with a 192.2. This was a great meet for Westchester, their first time breaking a 193 since the 2024 season. So very impressive to see. Thank you so much for tuning in today and supporting WCU Gymnastics. Be sure to follow them on Instagram and Facebook so you don't miss out on any information regarding the 2026 season. The Golden Rams will be in Philadelphia at the Pink Invitational on March 7th and would love to see you there. One final thank you to our sponsors and a thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Love you. Bye. See you soon. Nice meeting you.
Adding to the WCU 9-7 club today, we have on vault, Sarah Eskew with a score of 9-7. On beam, Anna Lacey with a 9-7. Also on beam, Emma Grace Kelly with a score of 9-7-5. And Tatum McGuinn on beam with a score of 9-7. And on floor, Lydia Stoner with a score of 9-7. Catherine Keener on floor with a score of 9-7-5. Also on floor, Corinne Gruber with a score of 9-8. And Anna Lacey on floor with a score of 9-8-2-5. Will family members escorting Westchester seniors today please make their way to the floor near the beam area? Westchester University would like to recognize the seniors from Bridgeport University. Ziamara Jennings, Tamara Singletary, Rian Thompkins, Skylar Volchev, Maggie Coyle, Abigail Kenney,
I can let her know.
Madeline Biles, Taylor Rendina, Molly McAlevey, Quinn Aiken, Samantha Noakes, Brooklyn Weingart, and Samantha Prinzel. Westchester University wishes you continued success for the remainder of this season and all of the best in your future endeavors. We now ask that you turn your attention to the TV for a short video highlighting Westchester's seniors.
What would you say in the golden picture? Oh God. Oh my God. I would tell her to not be afraid to be herself and to always follow her dreams.
I would tell her that it goes by fast. Too fast. Enjoy every moment, the good and the bad, because it goes by fast.
I would say to never stop trying. I would say that you can always count on the people around you. You're gaining a strength if things don't go okay, and just enjoy everything you're doing. It's all a choice, so just enjoy every bit.
Be a blank horse place for me. I would say just to enjoy every single moment. She looks so happy, even though she didn't win. She's just enjoying life. She's enjoying gymnastics, and I'm here.
I would tell her to take advantage of every opportunity and to just have fun. It's not that serious. We're here for a good time. A lot of friends, you have a lot of fun opportunities, so just take advantage of all of them. And yeah.
I wish somebody would have told me that was thinking about the fans. We were underground, loading merch in that 12-passenger van in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside the first half. I just wanted my name and a star. Now look at where we at, still growing up, still growing up. I believe my buddies and look out what I become.
Melina, turn around. Do it. Melina, come on.
Alright, we're going to get started with our senior recognition, but before we do our gymnasts, we want to honor our graduating athletic trainers, Kelsey and Weston. We're all there. Both of them graduated with a bachelor's in sports medicine and will be graduating with their master's in athletic training this May. Weston plans to work as an athletic trainer at the college level, and Kelsey plans to be an AT in the clinical setting. We're so thankful for them both and all they do for us. We wish them the best of luck. First up, we have Sarah Eskew, who's being accompanied by her mother, Carol, her father, Phil, and her sister, Megan. Sarah is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and trained at Gym Sport Athletic Center before beginning her collegiate gymnastics career. During her time at Westchester, Sarah made an immediate impact competing on bars and vault for her freshman year before quickly breaking into the all-around lineup for her sophomore season. Her growth and consistency quickly established her as a key contributor across events. Now as a senior, she competes primarily on vault and bars, but today beam. Her career highs are 9.8 on vault, 9.85 on bars, 9.8 on beam, 9.8 on floor, and impressive 39.1 all around. Outside of the gym, she has been a committed leader in the WCU community, serving as SAC representative her sophomore year, SAC executive member as Canning representative her junior year, and is now currently the SAC president. Sarah is also standout academically, earning honors such as WCGA Scholastic All-American, Gymnastics East Conference All-Conference Scholar Athlete, and a member of Gamma Sigma Epsilon National Chemistry Honor Society. Along with multiple scholarships, following graduation, she plans to continue to work at a dental clinic for a year before applying to dental school. Continuing to pursue her excellence both in and out of the gym, we are so proud of you, Sarah, and can't wait to see all the incredible things you continue to achieve. Next, we have McCarthy Keene. She's being escorted by her mother, Becky, and her father, Brian. McCarthy Keene is from Trumbull, Connecticut, in which she takes much pride in, where she did gymnastics at John's Academy of Gymnastics. Carth has a career high of a 9.625 on vault, 9.55 on bars, and at 2025 GDC Conference Championships her junior year, Carr scored a career high of a 9.85 on beam, securing second place in the conference on this event. McCarthy is an exercise science pre-PT major and has a perfect 4.0 GPA. She has been on the Dean's List every single semester here at Westchester. She's a 3-time GEC Scholar Athlete, 3-time WCGA Scholastic All-American, and in the Alpha Eta Honor Society. Carth is a co-founder of the club The Hidden Opponent, in which she is also a campus captain for the organization. She's an executive board member for the club The Academy, and after graduation, Carthy plans on attending Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia to get her doctorate in physical therapy starting in May. McCarthy is one that everyone can rely on and go to for anything. She has a bright, contagious smile and a humor that everyone loves. McCarthy Keene, the impact that you've made on this team is greater than you can even imagine. We all love you, are so proud of you, will miss you so much, and can't wait to see what the future holds for you. All right, our next senior is Anna Lacey. Anna is brother Ryan today. She's from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and she trained at Salone Gymnastics. She will be receiving her degree in chemistry and biology. She was named a GEC Scholar Athlete her freshman and junior year, a WCGNA Scholastic All-American her freshman year, and has made the Dean's List for the College of Science and Mathematics her junior and senior year. Along with that, Anna's the treasurer of THO, FCA, a member of the Colleges Against Cancer, the Academy, and class, and she's been on the Unity Council for her team all 4 years. During Anna's freshman year, she was consistently in the beam and floor lineup. Her sophomore year, she sustained an injury which ended up needing surgery, and by junior year, she was exhibition in beam, and finally back doing floor and beam her senior year. Anna's career high on the floor is an impressive 9.9 and a 9.85 on the beam. Anna plans to come back to Westchester for a 5th year and get her MBA, and eventually go to vet school and work with large animals. We can't wait to have Anna and her positive spirit back in the gym for another year. Congratulations, Anna. Our next senior is Melina Ringus. Accompanying her is her mother, Elizabeth, father, Evangelist, and sister, Callista. She is from Glen Allen, Virginia, and joined the Westchester Gymnastics team in fall of 2022. Melina has been a staple in the bars lineup for the past 3 years with a career high of a 9.775 and has broken into our beam lineup with a high score of a 9.6. She was awarded the 2025 Megan J. Brandon Scholarship Award and the 2024 Award for Most Improved. Along with her athletics accomplishments, Melina will be graduating with her bachelor's degree in biology with a concentration in marine sciences. She has also spent the past year as president for the Hidden Opponent, a student-led club that advocates for student-athlete mental health, and has helped run the Westchester Gymnastics social media. Melina has been an invaluable piece of this team, has a radiant personality, and we are so grateful for her leadership. With that being said, we cannot wait to have her back for a 5th year next year. Melina will be pursuing her Master's of Business Administration and hopes to combine her love for animals and passion for marketing and business to begin a nonprofit organization for marine mammals. We know Melina's positive attitude and relentless work ethic will take her so far. We are so proud of you.
And last, but definitely not least, our final senior is Kara Vargo. Kara is accompanied by her mother, Christy, father, Andy, and sister, Kayla. Kara is from Fort Myers, Florida, and started her collegiate gymnastics career at Ball State University, where she competed vault, then transferred to join us on the Westchester Gymnastics team in 2023. She's competed all 4 events while at Westchester with a career high of a 9.65 on vault, 9.5 on bars, 9.725 on beam, and just tonight, a 9.625 on floor. She is a 3-time WCGA Scholastic All-American and a 2-times GEC Scholar Athlete. Kara has not only worked hard in the gym over the last 4 years, but in the classroom as well, making Dean's List all semesters and earning a 4.0 GPA, leading to her accomplishment of graduating with the highest honors, a summa cum laude, in psychology and minor in Spanish. Kara has stayed very involved during her time at Westchester. She's a member of the Hidden Opponent, Michael Warrock's Leadership Institution, CLAS, and serves as the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Vice President. After graduation, she plans to attend the Police Academy in Florida. A great teammate might be defined as someone who is selfless, positive, supportive, and shows up. While Kara embodies all of these characteristics, she's the teammate who shows up. Kara is the first to offer a ride, take a teammate to the airport, and she somehow always has what you need. Whether that is a pep talk, kind words during a rough practice, or a Hyundai Sonata key battery at 9 p.m. when your car is stuck at Stursbecker because it won't turn on. And when that key battery doesn't work, she will be there to take you to AutoZone right before it closes and then give you a ride home. Kara is the teammate that will be there. This team could not function without her. We are so proud of her, and we will miss her very much.
Now for today's meets results. On vault, tied for second place with a score of 9.675 from the University of Bridgeport, Nova Staruk and Emily Hernandez. In first place, with a score of 9-7 from Westchester University, Sarah Eskew. On the uneven bars, tied for third place, from the University of Bridgeport, Emily Hernandez with a score of 9.625. And Melina Ringus from Westchester University. In second place, from Westchester University, Gianna Smith with a score of 9.65. And in first place on the uneven bars, from Westchester University, Sarah Eskew with a score of 9.675. On the balance beam, tied for second place with a score of 9.75 from the University of Bridgeport, Abby Kenney. And from Westchester University, Emma Grace Kelly. And in first place on the balance beam from University of Bridgeport, Ziamara Jennings with a score of 9.8. And lastly, floor exercise, tied for third place with a score of 9.75 from Westchester University, Kat Keener and Lydia Stoner. In second place with a score of 9.8 from Westchester University, Corinne Gruber. And in first place with a score of 9.825 from Westchester University, Anna Lacey. Your all-around results from this evening's meet. In second place from Westchester University with a total score of 37.65, Gianna Smith. And in first place from the University of Bridgeport with a total score of 38.225, Abigail Kenney. Team results for this meet. In second place with a total score of 192.2, the University of Bridgeport. And in first place with a team total score of 193.175, Westchester University Golden Rams. We thank you all for your participation today and for all of the contributions to the Unite for Her gift bag. The winning ticket has just been pulled. If your ticket number is 1238703, you are today's winner. Congratulations. Again, that ticket number, 1238703. Westchester University Golden Rams would thank you for joining us for today's competition. Congratulations to all the competitors, and once again, congratulations to our seniors. Have a wonderful afternoon, and please travel home safely.